It's that time of the year for Mobile World Congress, the event where smartphone companies all come to announce new devices. That event is happening in person in Barcelona this year, but I've decided to cover it from a distance to stay safe. But there's a lot to cover, including new announcements from OPPO, which just announced their latest top-of-the-line smartphone. Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, your gadget matchmaker, and in this video, I'm giving you a first look at the OPPO Find X5 Pro. First, a quick unboxing. In this packet, a nice textured jelly case, SIM tray ejector tool, and a black card. Not that kind, but this one comes with a premium service, the exclusive benefits that you deserve. Next up is the Find X5 Pro, an 80-watt charging adapter, and a USB-C to A cable. In case you're wondering, the Find X5 Pro is the successor to the Find X3 Pro. It's just that they've decided to skip the number 4 because some Chinese believe that this number is unlucky. All right, let's take a look at the phone. I love how OPPO chose to keep last year's design with just subtle tweaks to its camera bump. Whereas most companies have cameras that almost offensively protrude from their phones, OPPO's approach is a softer, more gentle curve instead of a bump. This back sheet, hump included, is one seamless piece of ceramic. And it's pretty impressive, if you ask me. OPPO used glass on the Find X3 Pro, so in some ways the switch to ceramic is an upgrade as it is more scratch and smudge resistant, even with its glossy white finish. This phone is also available in black. Last year's Find X3 Pro was a smudge magnet. OPPO's design language is pretty spot on. Even side by side with the new Find N, you can tell that they are related. Now back to the cameras. Notice the lenses are almost flushed against the body for an even cleaner look, but they won't rub against a flat surface. Now, if you take a closer look, the camera bump is like a volcano, and the lens elements are recessed a bit inside the crater, so the lenses are protected. In the hands, the phone is a bit tall for my liking. Here it is side by side with a Galaxy S22 Plus, which is a tad bit shorter and wider. The Find X5 Pro, however, feels thinner thanks to the curves on both its front and back. I personally don't mind the curves, but with more phones switching back to that boxy form factor, it's all going to boil down to a matter of preference. The front panel is made of Gorilla Glass Victus. There's a punch-hole selfie camera on the top left, and an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner that thankfully has been moved up this year, closer to where your thumb usually sits. I didn't get to go to Barcelona this year, but I do know that every now and then I'm on public Wi-Fi, and in those situations, my data and my connection is compromised. For my own peace of mind, I've been using NordVPN. It safeguards my personal info and work files, encrypts my connection, and keeps my browsing history private. As a journalist, I love their double VPN feature. With it, my data is protected with an extra layer of encryption, because traffic is routed through 2 VPN servers instead of just 1. To enable the feature, just open the NordVPN app, find Specialty Servers, tap Double VPN, and that's it. NordVPN encrypts all my traffic without slowing down streaming speeds. Speaking of streaming, even if I'm just kicking back and chillin', NordVPN has my back on down days too. With over 5,000 servers in 60 countries, it allows me to virtually visit another country so that I can watch certain shows or movies that are geo-locked, i.e. available elsewhere, but not here in the US. Just like RuPaul's Drag Race UK on BBC's iPlayer. Or, what about Sherlock? I can watch it this way too. It's easy to use. Just click on the NordVPN app, open the map, select a location, and voila, it's connected. Apart from macOS, NordVPN is also available on iOS, Windows, Android, Linux, and even Android TV. To get an exclusive NordVPN deal, head over to nordvpn.com/gadgetmatch. That's for 72% off a 2-year subscription. And the best part is, it's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. From its box to the printing on the back of the phone, it's clear that OPPO wants to highlight 2 things about the Find X5 Pro. First is that the phone is powered by MariSilicon X, and second, its partnership with Hasselblad. Alright, so first off, don't confuse the MariSilicon X with the phone's processor. The phone is still powered by Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 SoC. MariSilicon X is OPPO's own Imaging Neural Processing System, or NPU. It's custom built for the phone and promises things like 4K low-light videos. Meanwhile, the Hasselblad partnership is similar to that of sister company OnePlus. The partnership is limited to software, particularly when it comes to how your photos are processed. Hasselblad engineers supposedly work to bring their company's natural color calibration to the Find X5 Pro. Like on OnePlus phones, there's a nod to Hasselblad's orange shutter button, and you get the same leaf shutter sound. If one were to peruse the spec sheet of the Find X5 Pro, there's no denying that it was meant to have all the bells and whistles that one expects to find on a 2022 top-of-the-line phone. From the latest and greatest Snapdragon processor from Qualcomm, to a good serving of RAM and storage, to an AMOLED display with a fast refresh rate, one that you can adjust from 1 to 120 Hz depending on what you're doing, and one with superb brightness. Speaking of brightness, instead of just being calibrated for 500 nits, which basically serves most use cases, it's also calibrated for 100 nits, meaning if you're using your phone and it's dim, you're still going to get great color accuracy. There are also stereo speakers, dual nano SIM card slots, both supporting 5G, but no micro SD card support. Now let's talk about cameras. The Find X5 Pro has 3 of them. A 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 50 megapixel wide camera, and a 13 megapixel telephoto camera with 2x optical zoom and 5x hybrid zoom. What really caught my attention is the fact that OPPO chose to use the same sensor on both its wide and ultra-wide cameras, which is why it's calling it a dual flagship camera. They just used different lens elements so that one camera can take ultra-wide angle photos. Theoretically though, this means that photos taken using both cameras should come out equally as good, which is a good thing because when it comes to a lot of smartphones, the ultra-wide angle camera is usually inferior to the main camera. With them being the same, this means if you're switching between ultra-wide to wide while shooting a video, you shouldn't notice a quality difference. Video really seems to be a priority this year. On top of these camera improvements, there's also 5-axis optical image stabilization for even smoother video. Missing though is that microscope feature that was on the Find X3 Pro. Not that I actually miss it because I hardly use that feature apart from a few times when I was trying to take some artsy photographs for a video. Because this is a pre-release phone and I'm told that it doesn't run final software, I'm going to hold off from any photo comparisons, but I still want you to take a look at some photos I shot using the Find X5 Pro. I also wanted to quickly test what 4K low-light video looks like, considering that's supposed to be one of the features of MariSilicon X. So I've turned off my studio lights and I'm recording this sample using the Find X5 Pro. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below. OPPO always has been ahead of the game when it comes to charging tech, and the Find X5 Pro is no different. With a 5000 milliamp hour dual cell battery that OPPO says has double the amount of charging cycles. It also comes with an 80-watt Super VOOC charger that can get you from 0 to 50 in 12 minutes. This, by the way, is faster than what it takes on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra to go from 0 to 50 using an optional $50 40-watt charger. Now that's for wired charging. The phone also supports 50-watt wireless charging if you purchase OPPO's optional 50-watt Air VOOC charger. It also supports 10-watt reverse wireless charging. The OPPO Find X5 Pro runs ColorOS 12.1 on top of Android 12. As far as Android skin goes, this one is clean and customizable, albeit bogged down by bloatware. OPPO has a poor track record when it comes to quickly pushing out new OS updates. So with news that they're going to adopt Oxygen OS from OnePlus real soon, it makes me wonder how this will affect the Find X5 Pro. I don't have all the answers, but I'm hoping that if it does happen, that this update will be readily available, and that will mean that OPPO will also adopt that 3 years worth of OS updates promise that OnePlus delivers. And that was our OPPO Find X5 Pro quick unboxing. More of a hands-on. We don't have pricing just yet, but all of that information will be revealed at their launch event. So as soon as we get that information, we'll post it down below. Until then, make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we post new videos, and we have a lot of them from MWC coming up real soon. Follow me on social media for all the behind-the-scenes fun stuff, and as always, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.